Now the system starts to reboot. System loading complete.
Hi, and welcome to another video from Kaoci and Lucieth. In this video we're going to see changing characters, a little bit of the Raft, and the first two bosses in the game. Right, let's go ahead and change characters. Now it's T to change a character. When you change to a character you get this little build-up thing and then you switch across with the character. When you switch to a character you can play before, you get an option to restart your current storyline from the start. You can press no and carry on playing from your location, but you are at a lower level if you haven't leveled that character. When you start again you start back in the Avengers Tower as if the alert's just been sounded. Now I'm going to drag across this costume and play in the original costume for Miss Marvel, just because I think it's the only one where you can tell it's actually the original person. Let's go ahead and take the mission.
Kill all humans. Oh, pardon me, just a glitch. How can I
Load
help
into the
you?
Raft. This is just rolling at the Raft. If you saw the previous video, you'd have seen this before. Just going to go through a couple of the bad guys and get to where the video ended in the previous one, so that you can just see the different powers. On this one, on the left click there's a melee attack like so. On the right attack there's a photonic beam, which is a range attack. The right click actually uses some of your spirit or energy, mana, whichever you prefer to call it. There we go, just get through these. Shot and slash move. Now skip the rest of this and go through to the actual boss encounters, because there's no point in actually going through the Raft. Here I am at the first boss. Now this boss is actually the living laser. Quite an interesting encounter actually, probably one of the better ones in the first part of the game. He's got some interesting moves. That one there, he teleports through you. Hurts a little bit, but not too much. The move you saw then, the laser beam that sort of goes around in a circle, that's the big damage move, and you need to try and avoid that as much as possible. Now these bosses, they tend to have melee type defences, so if you get in there and start beating them up, unless you are a character that's got heavy defences, which Miss Marvel is not at the start, she can get that way later, and we're building her that way. But early on she really takes a beating from some of the close-up attacks. So for safety's sake, I'm just keeping it ranged, tapping away at the boss's health slowly over time, trying to avoid what I can. Unlike some games, maybe some of you playing more modern games like Guild Wars 2, maybe some of you played some of the more East Asian type games where you have block as a natural mechanic. In this game there's no actual block as default. If you want to block and your character has a block, you have to pick it up while levelling up. So blocking attacks straight off the go is not possible for Miss Marvel. She does get a block later, and I probably will pick that up while I'm weak. I'll pick up a retcon device later for a drop. I'll probably respec out block at higher levels when I get more of the defences. Running around, avoiding as many of the attacks as I can, playing them quite badly at times. Picking away at the boss. Again. You might hear when I get low, you can hear the heartbeat in the background. A little bit of a warning that you're getting low. The lower your health goes, the louder that heartbeat gets, and your edges of your screen actually start flashing to let you know that you're seriously low. So, will I get it now? Yes, there you can see the red flashing now. And there we go. Boss down, pinata loot as described earlier. And finish up, levelling up as well, so level 2. The next boss that you fight in the Raft is the Green Goblin. I think it's quite early in a game to meet the Green Goblin, as he's a fairly large villain for Spider-Man. see the green cloud there? It's a persistent cloud that will remain for some time. If you stand in it, you take damage over time. He's also throwing out little area attacks. Those hurt a lot if both of them catch you, but you can run around them and avoid them. He's doing a flyby attack now, a bombing run. Found that if you keep running in one direction, generally you tend to avoid it, or it can catch on your path that you're running in. It's fairly random which way it's running. Try and do somewhere. I'll get caught with that in a little while. See the amount of damage it deals. Finding that range, I can get 2 shots in before I can move around the ranged attacks he's got. Just avoid the clouds, 2 shots. Avoid his ranged attacks, 2 shots. Avoid his next ranged attacks, 2 shots. Avoid the cloud, 2 shots. So it's quite a long encounter. This is the best way I've found of doing it at this moment. You've got characters like the Thing or Colossus, you tend to be able to run straight in and just start hammering down on him. If you've got shields on characters like Colossus, he barely gets through the shield. So you can just stand in his face, constantly hitting him. The reason I went with Miss Marvel is not because of the attacks that you can see now. He actually has an additional attack, which is a lightning arc in front of him. It's quite a short range move, but it does hurt most out of all of his moves and also stuns you. So you can get caught by a melee move, thrown into a cloud, and then hit with 2 ranged attacks if it's badly timed. See if I can get caught by this. Yep. So you see the amount of damage that does. So if all 3 hits you, you are going to end up on quite low life. Halfway, so if I can push this a little bit now, so this boss down. Out of energy. Great. Run around a little more, avoid more. Energy does regain quite fast. It's not such a problem. Health doesn't regen at all, I don't think, unless you have items that do that, or a character's ability, like over in Deadpool for example. They tend to get quite nice health regen, whereas characters like Miss Marvel don't get any. I think the rangers like Iron Man, Hawkeye, Rocket Raccoon, they don't tend to have any health regen either. They do usually have a shield or some type of defense to compensate. If you can pick up an item in the game that gives you a little bit of health regen, it can just take that edge off waiting for your red orbs to drop. Close. There we go. There's the loot again. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you again. Remember to comment, like and subscribe.
Application error. The application has run out of memory. Now the system starts to reboot.